Hey guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. This is your host Thomas Tyree from On the Hot Podcast. Today I have some bonus content for you guys. The bonus content we'll be covering today will be in the sport of basketball inside of college basketball. In today's bonus segment, I'll be sharing which team I trust the most to win it all for the men's March Madness bracket tournament. So we're just a few weeks away from March Madness. The madness will be beginning in college basketball for men's and women's basketball for the March Madness tournament. So who do I trust the most to win it all in the men's bracket this year? I trust Purdue the most to win it all this year in college basketball to win March Madness this year. Now, I'm not saying Purdue will win it all this year in March Madness, but I trust them the most heading into the tournament with a few weeks away, being away from March Madness. So last year, really look at Purdue. They were the number one seed They were a number one seed last year, but they made their own history last year where they became the second team in college basketball history, losing to a 16th seeded Farley Dickinson University program last year, where they made their own history, became the second first seed in college basketball history to lose to a 16th seed. But this year, Purdue has looked really dominant, really well, and I trust them a lot because they proved in the regular season they can get big-time wins when it matters most. They've already beaten 6 top 25 teams this year in college basketball. You look at their impressive victories over Marquette, Tennessee, Illinois. Purdue has been productive, and they picked up some marquee wins on their way to March Madness for their redemption story this year. Then I'm looking at their 7-foot-tall center, their superstar player, Zach Edey, who is leading the way for Purdue this year. He is averaging 23 points per game, 11 rebounds per game this year. He's looking very well, could be a top prospect pick in the upcoming NBA draft. For anyone who is doubting that Purdue can turn it around after losing to the 16th seeded Farley Dickinson program last year, take a look at what Virginia did a few years ago back in 2018. They were the number one seed once upon a time, and they became the first team in college basketball history to lose to a 16th seeded UMBC program. You look at their track record, what they did a year later in the 2019 season in March Madness. They went on a year later after being upsetted to a 16th seeded program and went on to win it all in March Madness. So the history is there. It's not impossible for Purdue to right their wrong and have their own cinematic story this year. I'm not saying Purdue will win it all, but it's happened in college basketball. I wouldn't be surprised if Purdue wins it all after being upset by a 16th seeded team last year, and then a year later go at it and win it all. They look very good. Their track record looks really good. Beating 6 top 25 teams in the country, you don't do that by accident. So Purdue's looking really good. Still got a few weeks to go before I give you guys my real prediction, but Purdue right now is the number one team I trust in the men's side for college basketball to win it all this year in March Madness. But that is all the time I have for you guys today. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for listening. This is your host, Thomas Tyree, signing off, and I'll see you guys on next week's episode.